feeling lovely, ayy. Feeling more joy on the way, ayy. It's written all over your face. It's a whole mood celebrate. Feeling so fly with the vibes on high. Feeling alright when you walk in the light. Ain't lifestyle, or come on in. Stay a little while, you come on in. Feeling so.
Hi everyone, welcome. I'm so excited. Thank you guys for your patience. I hope you have had the opportunity to visit our booth, our amazing vendors who have joined us today. We have Eki Famous, we have Leah Simone Designs, we have Sky Blue Balloons, we have Michelle Smith, the ship starter, we have Camara Aunique Beauty, we have This is Glory, we have Cheya Thousand with the Wellness Company, we have myself, Renata Carmen, we have Play Couture, we have a church girl. We are here and we're so excited to see all of you. It's so amazing that we can still gather. I hope everyone is doing well and in good spirits. I know it's been a tough time and I honestly appreciate all the efforts that you've made to get to us today. I know for some of you and some of us, it wasn't easy. We were having a ton of fun backstage. Promise you. It was amazing. And so we are glad to finally be in front of you. Now, I cannot tell you, if you don't already know how much power is in this moment.
If y'all see me frozen, tell me what she's saying. Okay?
There is so much power in this moment. We have some of my favorite people on earth for many, many reasons. So without further ado, I will introduce you and then they will tell you a little bit more about themselves. So we have Kiyanna Anzonwu who runs This is Glory.
I saw her say my last name.
Kiyanna is amazing and by herself, but if you happen to Google one day, beautiful family, you will see her and her husband and her beautiful children posted like the royalty that they are on Google. They're
she looked like she's saying a lot of nice stuff about me.
They're so very talented. So I can't wait for you guys to hear more about her. We have Camara Aunique, celebrity makeup artist. Now listen, Camara's energy alone is one to see. Like if you have not followed her on Instagram, you need to do so. She is a pump up every day. Okay, I don't know many people with that much energy, but I promise you, she is amazing. She does amazing work, and she's just touched so many faces of people that we adore. So I'm excited for her to be here. Michelle, the ship starter. Listen, power. Okay, first of all, I knew Michelle was somebody that I needed to know when she went skydiving in the deep, at night, and she don't know how to swim.
What do you mean skydiving? Scuba diving.
Scuba diving, sorry. Scuba diving at night.
I need to know more about that.
And she does not know how to swim.
Nope.
Who does that? Amazing.
I'm going to learn.
She is an author. She is an amazing person, life coach, someone that you need to know. So I'm excited for you guys to get to know her as well. Cheya Thousand. Queen Relax. Okay? She is Queen Relax. She is very talented and amazing inside and out, but she is going to gather us, right? In a time like this, you need someone who knows how to speak to the inner parts of you and bring out that calm that so many of us are fighting to achieve. Even now, even though we're home, I know there's a lot of anxiety and there's a lot of moments where we are just frustrated because things are uncertain. We don't know which way to go. So Cheya is here to bring that. Cheya Thousand is an author. She's a wellness coach, and she's an amazing person. So I am imploring all of you to stay tuned because they have so much to offer. The ladies are going to continue to introduce themselves. I am going to be back house operations for a moment, and I'm going to bring one of my best friends, Alicia Wiley. She is a church girl. She is a media personality, and she's so amazing at everything that she does. She is a friend to to have, okay? A prayer warrior that we all need in our lives. So as she brings herself here, I'll leave it to the ladies to speak with you and introduce themselves and tell you more about their brand.
And introduce yourself and tell us more about you.
Oh. All right. So, hi, everybody. My name is Cheya Thousand. I am a certified stress management consultant. I really help people get their whole lives together around stress. We have no idea how stress impacts our body. So, what it is that my job is to help you identify what habits and things you're doing on your daily life and your daily basis that actually are impacting your stress levels, as well as how to cope with stress when you are experiencing it. So I want to get your whole well-being together, not just your mind, not just your body, but holistically. So my company is CT Wellness Co., and we do that from a faith-based perspective. So my idea is that you need a physical practice, you need a spiritual practice, and you need a creative outlet. And those are the triangle and the balance that help you keep and maintain a healthy, sustainable lifestyle. So that is what I do, and that is who I am.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for your introduction. Now, I'm going to go on and ask you this question right now, since we're kind of
You can't go
on each individual person right now. Okay. Tell me if
I can't hear.
You can't hear me. Okay, hold on.
Camara,
we
need you.
I'm going to type your question to you, Cheya.
Give me the phone.
Cheya, she's typing you the first question while she still has you. Oh, they couldn't hear anything but wind. My bad, y'all. It was me outside. My bad.
Oh no, maybe I heard her.
Sorry, y'all. I heard you perfectly, Cheya.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I'm typing your question to you, Cheya.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Yes.
Okay. So if we were in a session together, I would really be helping you focus on ways to de-stress. So some things to be mindful of is keeping a schedule. Right now, a lot of people are just trying to do a lot of things, right? And sometimes you might need to take some things away so that you can feel like you're accomplishing more in your day. So I want to know what you're already doing. And then I want to see if you're keeping and sticking with your schedule. With a lot of people working from home right now, it's been hard to maintain scheduling. So people are waking up later. They're not showering. These are things that help you actually begin your day. Your body knows it's a new day by you keeping a routine and keeping these habits going. So one, I would recommend first that you keep a schedule or put together some type of schedule. You don't need to add 10 more things to your list of things to do. You actually need to have a focus. And if you can pick one thing each week that you're focusing on, that will help build momentum into getting things done. But it's not about accomplishing everything. I know a lot of memes are going around and Instagram posts about, well, you should come out of this richer, you should come out of this learning something. All of that, like, that's a lot, right? That's a lot of responsibility.
A lot of pressure.
We just trying to live because life is happening outside of COVID. Right. And we have to be very mindful and cognizant of that. It is not just COVID and that's it. Life is still happening. People are still going to the hospital because they're sick for other reasons. Sure. People still are trying to figure out how they're going to pay their bills. So you have to put yourself in a matter of a routine to help you manage and deal with your feelings. Then also accept things as they are at this point in time. So if you're not working, then we're going to accept that reality. We don't want to wallow there though. So we're going to say, okay, we accept that for what it is. What can I do though? And there are a lot of things that we can still do right now and still accepting that reality. So you have to find out what that looks like for you. And I always tell people to find out what are your values. Write down what it is that you value, what is important to you. Because really once you know what you value, you have at least a baseline starting point of what you want to get done. Because if you don't know what you value and what's important to you, then you'll kind of just be going along with any and everything. But if you know what you value, and for me, family is something I value. I value integrity. I value pouring into myself because that, to me, I cannot give from an empty cup. And I think none of us can. And we deplete ourselves so much that we give from an empty cup on a regular basis. So I think it's important, find out what you value, have a schedule, also get rest. It is important that we get rest. And this time where we don't have schedules where we have to wake up and be places and go and do things, a lot of people are sleeping a lot. And we don't realize that's actually also the beginning of like depression. So are you wallowing in that space? Are you sleeping a lot? Are you not allowing yourself to get up and get out? Also, spend time in nature. I encourage everybody to get outside and take a walk. Safely, please, with a mask, wash your hands. But I want you to get outside and take a walk. It is beautiful outside. The sun is out. We need that vitamin D. We need to get out. You need to move your body. I don't know if you've ever watched Legally Blonde, but one of my favorite quotes from that movie is endorphins make you happy and happy people don't kill their husbands. So that would be accurate. To stay on point. Is the truth. Like you got to move your body, get your endorphins going. It also helps clear your head of everything that's going on. So right before we got on, I did a run. I knew I needed to run. I run 4 times a week, 1 mile. That is it. You got to find out what that is for you, identify that, and then add that to your habits. 1 a week though, that's all you got to do. So I do 1 mile 4 times a week. I'm not pressing myself to do a whole lot. I just know that works for me to clear my mind. And it helps me with my breathing. It helps me just with my emotions. It helps me in my baseline. So once you know what you value, you set a schedule, you give yourself 1 habit to go after every week, and you move your body. And then you eliminate negative self-talk. If you didn't get something done today, it's okay. It's okay to mess things up. It's okay to not be perfect. We have to extend grace to ourselves and others. And in doing so, we're more compassionate. We can see that things are not okay around us, and that's okay too. But we spend a lot of time being hard on ourselves. And if someone else were to do it, we'd say, oh, no worries. It's okay. Extend that same grace to yourself. Because in those moments, we are human. And we are all experiencing this at the same time. And we're in a grieving process too right now. We're grieving our old lifestyle and coming into the reality of a new lifestyle. Accept that for what it is, breathe and grow through it, and know that you are fully capable and you're not alone. So be encouraged in that. You are not alone. We are doing this together.
Yes, that's amazing. And I know a lot of times, like you said, we just kind of lose our way. It's easy for us to lose our way even when we're not going through something like this. But on top of everything that we already have going on in our lives, here comes this global crisis. And most people just don't know how to finagle that and how to get, how to figure everything out. So that was really good advice. Thank you for that. We're going to go to Kiyanna next. Kiyanna, I don't know if you can fully hear me, but I'm going to type your question in the screen. Can you hear me, Kiyanna?
She needs to do her introduction, Alicia. You got to do your introduction now. You introduce yourself.
It's my turn.
Yeah, and she's gonna type your question in the chat.
Hold on. Let me. She gonna type them where? Where should I be looking?
Oh, wait. Y'all just tell her question is. She's married with children. How is she managing her household and her business with all that's going on?
Okay. So Kiyanna, you are married with 5 children, and the children are out of school due to COVID-19. How are you managing your household and your business? That's your question.
Okay, well.
So intro first. Really nice. Intro first. Oh, intro first. Yeah.
Oh, intro first. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, teamwork make the dream work. I love how we working together. So my name is Kiyanna Anzonwu. I have a natural hair care business where I am a natural hair coach. I do not style hair. I'm not really into the whole product making right now. I kind of took away from that from my company, but I teach people how to take care of their natural hair, how to appreciate it. Wigs and weaves and braids are all fine, but at the end of the day, when you take those out, you want to be able to say, this is my own, and I also cherish it. So that's what my business is based around. Yes, I am married, and I have 5 children. The oldest is 9. The second oldest is, I'm gonna try to get this right. The oldest is 9. The second oldest is 7. We just had a birthday for the 3rd child. She made 6 2 weeks ago. And that's why it's good to have a lot of kids. No one could come to her party, but she had all her brothers and sisters there to celebrate. And then my oldest son is 3, and then the baby is 1. And at this time, I've really become like a real mellow mommy. I said, I'm not going to stress it out, because not only I'm running a business, but I also have to be the janitor around here, the cook, the cleaner, you know, janitor and cleaner. That's like 2 separate things. And I won't even break that down right now. But I communicate. Of course, we've all moved to school online. So I communicate with the teachers a lot. And I let them know, like, hey, we can't do the spelling test this week. We're going to have to take it next week. We're not prepared, because this is all new to me. And although I did work with children with special needs for 15 years, I never had to teach 3 different grades at one time. You know, when I was working with children with behavior problems, I was literally just monitoring them and showing their parents how to work with them. I don't think I'm too experienced in that teaching, but to make sure that my kids are not being stressed out. Like yesterday we did show and tell in the house, and I didn't even realize one of my daughters was so creative in writing. She shared a story with us. So I think it's about taking things easy. Like she said before, don't beat up on yourself. Don't stress yourself out too much, because this is a new lifestyle that we have never been experienced in with before. And a lot of things that I wanted to implement into my family's life, just as far as having family time and talking with them more, I realized this is a great time to do it, because our regular lifestyle has been interrupted. And I'm a big believer, and I just know that this did not catch God by surprise. So let me just take the time to pray and say, you know what, Lord, how do you want me to operate? Because I don't think I was doing it the right way. And even if I did think I was doing it the right way, there's nothing with adding something more into my life that can get me a step further, or teaching my children, you know, how to operate in this new norm for us. So I'm grateful for my husband. We have been communicating a lot more and just being very creative in our lifestyle right now, but just making sure that everybody stays sane and making sure that we speak to the children about what's going on. Oh, did she want me to talk some more?
No, that was good. That was good. Thank you for that. I think the main thing we've been hearing is adjusting, and being able to adjust to this kind of new lifestyle that all caught us by surprise, but definitely didn't catch God by surprise. So people out there listening, the main thing I think that we need to do right now in this moment is, one, not to be too hard on ourselves, but also to adjust as we see necessary, and make the necessary adjustments to figure it out, because we're all trying to figure it out right now. And speaking of figuring it out, Camara, I want you to introduce yourself, but you already had like a virtual makeup classes and stuff. And some people may think, well, for her, it shouldn't have been a big deal, but was it easy for you to transition with all that was going on as far as your business is concerned? Or was it still like a little learning curve?
Okay. So, hey guys, I'm Camara Aunique. I am a celebrity makeup artist. I work with some of your favorite people: Ava DuVernay, Angela Bassett, Yvonne Orji, Chloe and Happy. Are you hearing that noise when I talk?
A little bit. You mean like
a little,
like
yeah.
Like that tapping again? Okay.
Yes.
See if it works like this. And so I am also a artist where I love to tend to the everyday woman. So I came out with a lash line last year, and the lash line was let me get my headphones, because the lash line was called Camara Aunique Beauty, and it's catered to everyday women. I wanted to touch the women that were often forgotten about. I wanted to make sure that, you know, everyday women felt like they could, if they couldn't afford to have me at home with them to do their makeup, they could at least feel like they have a piece of me at their homes. My brand is all things beauty and God. I love God. I talk very, very boldly about
I love that
on my IG. I'm so about the Lord. I'm obsessed, and I love Him. And
I love that.
And so I did. So to answer the question, Alicia, I did not have I didn't have how-to videos. I did do something called the Aunique Beauty Couch series, but I wasn't really going live as much as I wanted to. And I was placing it on my heart to do it, but I never found the time because I'm like, I don't feel like wearing no makeup today. I didn't feel like it. And plus with what I do as a makeup artist, I pour in a lot of energy into people, you know? And so by the time I come home, I have to wash my brushes and prepare for my work day for the next day. And so I didn't feel like pouring into people on Instagram. And so when COVID happened, I was actually with Angela Bassett the last day, and we were working together promoting 911. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, when am I gonna get back to work? You know, because I'm a freelancer. So I'm a freelancer. So my work, you know, if I work, I gotta get paid. I can't go to work now. So I felt in my heart, God was like, now's the time. And so like what you were saying, Cheya, I hope I'm saying your name right, Cheya. Yes. Like what you were saying, Cheya, like everybody's feeling like they need to go live right now, or they're feeling like they have to do something or be productive. And I feel like it's that time when we have to ask God, like, God, what is it you want me to do? Do you want me to be still so I could like plan and prepare for what's going to happen after this? Are you going to give me a strategy to actually like do something that's gonna like take me from 0 to 100 real quick? Like, this is the time to build that relationship with God. And so when I already had that relationship with him, so I was like, what do you want me to do? He's like, go live, share your gifts. So I was like, all right, boom. I'm going to go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5 o'clock on my Instagram. And I'm going to do makeup for free. And I get paid very well for it. So it was like humbling, but it was also like, no, I didn't think about the money. It was more about like, I'm going to connect with some really amazing people. And I don't know who's following me. And now is my time to actually connect with them and show them that I am the approachable artist. Like, I'm not the artist. Like, don't come over here and talk to me. No, I want you to come and talk to me. I all my DMs, you know? And so I did that. And it was amazing. Literally had women from Dubai and I have from China. I have women from Barbados, Trinidad, Jamaica, all over the world following and tuning in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I was like, this is awesome. Let me build a little Facebook group now. And everybody go sign on to the Facebook group and let's do something. Let's talk about makeup. Yeah. And then how I started with making money from it was I also provide one-on-one classes. So I'm like, okay, the businesswoman in me is like, okay, cool. I know a lot of women want to learn how to do their makeup. So I have affordable makeup classes, because if you did book me to do a makeup class with you, it's a little pricey. So now, being that COVID is going on, I'm not looking for your wallets. I'm not looking, I do have a very high rent to pay, yes, but you know what? It's not about that. God is going to provide. So yes, he will. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to do a very deep discount for these classes, and I'm going to pour into them, and I'm going to send them the video, and I'm going to teach you how to do your makeup, and I'm going to make you feel good, and I'm going to pour into you. And then next thing you know, I'm like, okay, God, what's next? Yeah. Do a podcast. Talk about this experience. Talk about our relationship. Talk about, how we bring beauty and God together. Okay, cool, God. Boom. Podcast came out. And I think that, what Cheya was saying too, like, you will know also by the fruit of like what you're doing if you're actually on the right like path of where God wants you to go. Because the fruit that I've been eating has been so like sweet and juicy, and it's been amazing. Like Good Morning America featured me, CBS News featured me. That's amazing. So it's been so much things, like people are like, hey, we want to talk about your business. Hey, and then with the lash line, the funny story about me having this lash line, during the holidays, I went through a breakup. And so I did not celebrate the holidays the way I wanted to, because I didn't have this person I thought I was going to be with. But on top of that, I didn't sell any lashes during the holiday. I didn't sell any lashes. And I bought over $2,000. Like, I spent like about $3,000 full of lashes that I ordered. And so I'm looking like, I got all these lashes. I don't know how I'm going to sell it. Oh, but guess what? Now during COVID, the way God
got inventory.
Amen.
Yes, I love it.
And so my thing was, okay, I'm a giver and I love my artists. And so I hit up every artist that I know and I said, hey, if you can like pour into my business, put like $40 towards it. I'm going to send you every lash. You promote it, and I'll give you 10% of the sales. So it's just a $40 investment. And basically with that, I give you a code. You share that code with your followers, and then I'll give you 10% because I want to share the wealth.
Absolutely.
Think have like most of us that are lucky to have a product to sell, especially is like, okay, I'm not going to just hold this money off of myself because God going to give it anyway.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
How do I like share with my network? Because of course your network is your net worth, right?
That's true.
With my network and help them out because I know they're probably like, how am I going to get this? How am I going to get paid? How am I going to get any money in? You know? And so that's another way that I've been doing things. So it's just honestly being creative, thoughtful about the process and trusting the process. We don't know what's going to happen, but my faith is in God, and I'm literally, but God, but you said that
that's right.
This. And one thing I talked about yesterday on my, I did a live with another company yesterday, and I said the one thing that we all have to do, because I'm gonna finish at this. The one thing that we have to do as women is that we have to look at God as our Father. We have to be, and a lot of us may not have had good relationships with our fathers, like me. I didn't have a good relationship with my father. I didn't even know my father. So what, like me, I got baptized on Father's Day, and I was mad. I was pissed. I was like, I don't even like my father. Why am I getting baptized on Father's Day? I was mad, right? Not knowing God was my father. And if we start telling people, like, look at God as your daddy, look at him as your daddy. And when I said to God, I don't know what it feels like to be a daughter to a daddy, right? So I'm going to need you to teach me. Literally, what he started doing was showing me how little girls and little boys act with their moms and dads. And you know how little kids are always like, Daddy, can I get this? Daddy, I need this. Daddy, I want the cereal. Daddy, I need $5.
Dependent.
Daddy. And it's okay.
Yeah.
That's my relationship with God. Daddy with my husband. Daddy, I need $5.
That part.
Daddy, can you pay my rent? Daddy. And
that's beautiful. It really is.
So that's my take on like all of this. I hope that
was good.
No, that's amazing. And I think it's wonderful how you've shown us that God has provided for you, even when we thought things had maybe gone bad, when you got all those lashes and you're like, I'm stuck with them. But God had you. He knew, like Kiyanna said, he's not surprised by this. So he had you in his hands, and he has all of us. And that's just such a blessing to hear and so encouraging. Now, Michelle, you're the shift starter, and I'm gonna let you talk about that a little bit, but you are a new mom.
I am.
You are a new mom. So after you introduce yourself, I want you to tell us what kind of shift that has brought to your life. And on top of that, COVID, like, I mean, I would be so, I don't want to say afraid, but I would be so overly concerned because of my new baby. So talk to us.
Oh, she has a baby?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm reading your lips.
Hi.
You good.
First of all, thank you, Renata, for thinking of me. What you guys don't, I recently gave birth. I'm 3 months postpartum. So
you look amazing.
Thank you. And when Renata reached out to me, for a second, it just reminded me like, oh, I had this whole passion before I had a baby, right? So I go by the Shift Starter, and I am a published author, an international speaker, a trainer, not a personal trainer, not weights or anything, but I train in different areas, and a certified life coach. That's my night job. I'm Jamaican, so of course I'm going to have multiple jobs. And by day, I'm a senior HR manager. So what the Shift Starter does is I coach people how to mentally shift, which is probably the biggest shift they're going through right now, to get to a desired goal, to move past their fears, to get out their own ways. We're oftentimes our own blockers. We're scared to do something. And I just give unique ways and tips and resources and tools on how to do that. And so for me, I actually just had a webcast interview right before this, and I said, she asked me what was the biggest shift for me right now being a new mom. And I told her, I was told that I could never have kids. So when I got pregnant, I said to my boyfriend, this is impossible. Like, I don't know how this happened. I mean, we know how it happened, you know. When I had gotten that diagnosis, I had just chucked it up to, these are the cards that I was dealt with, and I'm just going to have an amazing life. Having going to define me, and I was just going to move on accordingly. And I have traveled the world globally. And as Renata mentioned, you know, I'm a scuba diver, I'm a skydiver. I'm doing all the things that I want to do. And then I was always very selfish to myself, right? Because it was always about me. I didn't have to think of anyone else. And then I get pregnant. And so the biggest shift for me is now not putting me last, right? I have to think of my son and how my world has changed. And during COVID, I'm actually having a opposite type of reaction. I said to God when I had my baby, I'm from New York and I moved here. And so I don't have any close-knit family. And so when my boyfriend and I decided, okay, well, I have to go back to work. He's been back at work and he's an essential worker. So we give props to him to go to work every day.
Absolutely.
I said, you know, we said we have to put the baby in daycare. And I literally prayed and I said, God, I want to put my new baby in daycare. Downtown Houston. So the nanny network downtown isn't as big as the nanny network in the suburbs. And so and I don't know, I don't have nobody I trust to watch my baby, to come in my house and watch my baby. So daycare was our option. And I prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed. And the week that I was set to go back to work in the office was when they shut Houston down. So my office.
Talk about timing.
I talk about timing. And so a big thing I've been working now from home, so I'm blessed to still have my job. And then I have my little 3-month coworker who sleeps on the job every day, but by my side. And, you know, I work for a Fortune 500 company and everyone's at home with their kids. And so when I hear Kiyanna say, I have 5 kids and 2 of them are in the back rapping, you know, when we're on Zoom's HR staff meetings talking about COVID and employees, your kids are in the screen, right? So there's flexibility. If I need to tend to, my son's name is Micah. If I need to tend to Micah, I hop off and then I'm taking a nap. So the flexibility is there. The overall message that I want to share with you all is trust the timing of your life and take this time to be present. To this point, sure, I could be pushing out content left, right, and center. I'm a creative by nature. But no, I'm never going to get this time back with the little baby, right? Like I teared up when he didn't fit his newborn socks anymore. So I'm just being present and I am enjoying learning about this human that I'm trying to keep alive and myself as a mom. I'm a completely different person. And as far as COVID, I think the only downside is, you know, a lot of people who have supported me throughout my pregnancy. I had the first part of my pregnancy was really rough. And I was hospitalized and they haven't met the baby and they haven't been able to see the baby. And just virtually, you know, people see the baby. And that's why I post pictures. I try not to go overboard, but, you know, and this is my family. My family hasn't been able to come from New York. I'm worried about them in New York because New York is falling apart up there. Yeah. And so I think that's just the only downside. But God has given me all the tools that I need as a first-time mom. I'm home by myself because my boyfriend's at work and I'm working. And I don't know how I find the strength that I don't get sleep that much. And I have to make sure he's okay and functioning and myself, right? And Cheya, you talking about pouring back into yourself. Michelle, did you eat? I remember my first 2 weeks, I didn't eat. I barely ate. I'm probably rail thin right now, but so I'm learning the balance and giving myself some grace when I don't get it right. Right.
Absolutely.
When he has a meltdown and I don't know why, like why are you crying like this? Giving myself some grace that I'm not the only one. Other moms go through it, and I'll get back to being Michelle. It's just gonna be the shift 2.0, a more refined mom's version of who I used to be. So I am enjoying I hate that COVID is the other side of COVID is happening and people are losing their lives and they're getting sick. I am enjoying, this is just an extended maternity leave for me. And I will have this time back. So I'm excited.
That is wonderful. And I'm just excited about the God in all of you and how he has done different things in everybody's lives, but he's given each of us exactly what we needed. And that's what our God is. That's who he is. He's a personal God. He's not going to give us this random, this is for everybody. No, he cares about Michelle. He cares about Camara. He cares about Kiyanna. He cares about Cheya. He cares about all of us individually. And everybody has such an amazing testimony. I'm going to slide out and let Renata come back in for the panel discussion. But it was such a pleasure chatting with you ladies. And I will see you all in a little bit.
Same here, Alicia. Nice talking to you.
Thank you.
I was in the background like, yes. It's so excited and so glad to have you guys here.
I can't hear Renata.
There is a request. Oh, no. Can someone tell Cheya there's a request from the chat for her to run down her list. When she was speaking, she had a list of things that you should do. She checked out. So I'll ask her again when she comes back in. I think technical issues in the background have been resolved. I hope. Again, for those of you, I promise you, I said this in the chat and I'll say it again here. I promise you, we are not trying to Teddy Riley you today. We did a lot of background work to make sure that today would work. But as you know, it's the weekend.
I can hear you.
Okay, great. So the thing I wanted to discuss in regards to small business is there was a study that was done pertaining to humans and I guess what they go through in this scenario, a pandemic like this. There are 3 phases, and the phases are survival, acceptance, and growth. So as a business owner, what phase would you say if you want to be transparent, this is open to anyone, what phase would you say you are in? And how do you think you can move from like survival to growth? If you are a new business owner or thinking about starting a business, how can you get from like, I need to survive, okay, this is my scenario, this is where I'm at, okay, this is what I need to do to move forward. Like what can shift you or get you from that point? Because a lot of people are stuck in survival. They don't know how to transform their business to work in this current economy and pandemic, considering that they are not able to access the stimulus as they would like to.
Well, I'll speak for myself. My eggs were never all in one basket. When I decided to do natural hair coaching, I waited until I knew that natural hair coaching would be able to sustain me and my family along with my husband's income until I jumped in. So I would think right now, I would say I'm at the growth stage, but I never decided like, okay, I'm gonna just leave everything. I never took that jump. I always kind of skipped across it. And I said, I'm gonna wait until this is able to sustain me where I'm making a little bit more in this area before I leave behind what I've known for so many years. But I think what's important, just like Camara mentioned, in this time, we take advantage of the opportunities that we have. Even though, you know, life is not operating as norm, she's still able to do teaching makeup classes online. So everybody still has a need, you know, the grocery stores, I mean, they're still hiring. So just look at the need that you would have, that somebody else would have. So right now in my hair group, we have hair challenges. Since people are at home a lot more, I know they're not concerned. They can't see their stylist. They can't get their hair braided. They don't mind looking a little untamed with their hair at home. So I'm doing more hair challenges in my group where people can see that this is how we invest in our hair, taking care of it at this time. So just get a little bit more creative. And I think the growth will come out of the people seeing that you're meeting their need.
Yeah.
Kiyanna, that was a very great point, because I was watching yesterday, Essence had a platform with small business owners, and one of the small business owners owns a restaurant, and they were talking about how they pivot during these times to be essential, because obviously not everyone is considered an essential worker, right? It's limited to people that can support those things that need to happen. So maybe it's MTA workers, maybe it's like the banks even, or something like that. But how do you become essential, I guess, in this time? You obviously, everyone have their hair done, and as same with Camara, people still want to feel good and look good. It's just notable that in history, whenever the economy crashes or a depression, the industries that rise are beauty and
alcohol,
right? And so the liquor store, the wine shops, they're open, they're considered essential businesses. But to me, I feel like Cheya with the wellness company is essential. I feel like authors like Michelle are essential. So how do you guys speak to that a little bit about how you are making your brand essential during this time?
I haven't done anything because I've been on maternity leave, but here's what's happening now. People are losing their jobs, right? So now when the world opens back, which we don't know when, now's the time to really sit and think about how to reinvent yourself. Entrepreneurship is not easy, right? So I still have my daytime job. I probably will have it for quite some time. So if you know, not to say jump out right now and start your own company, but for me, as part of the Shift Starter, I'm a certified trainer. So I train in crucial conversation, resume writing, interviewing, presentations. I'm certified in all those areas. So for me, those are where I can offer services. I decide that I'm off on maternity leave, on how to reinvent yourself, remarket yourself, repackage yourself. But also the Shift Starter is mentally getting your head in the game.
Yes.
Mentally, because when the world opens back up, it will not be the same as how we left it. So you're going to have to know how to pivot in the new norm. And the unknown of the new norm is mind-boggling. But being able to click on your feet to pivot is what's going to help.
Sorry, ladies. I'm getting feedback. If you are not speaking, I think someone needs to mute. Kiyanna, I think you're fine.
Huh. Oh, I'm fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
That was it. I got my point.
Cheya, did you want to speak to that? I'm sorry, Michelle. I just hear feedback.
Everything that Michelle said is on point. I think it's really important to really take care of your mind and your body and your spirituality at this season. I think like everyone has said that God knew this was coming, but I think what God is telling us to do in this time is to just be still. Like, let's be still. Let's tune into him. And that's why my balance, triangle always it starts with spirituality, it starts with your physical, and then it ends with your creative, because this is the foundation. So your spiritual has to be a part of that. You have to invite God into the conversation. We need to be giving all things over to him, especially because when we're trusting him in this season, he is always going to provide above and beyond. And that's in all areas of our life. I literally got a new job 2 weeks before lockdown. 2 weeks before lockdown, I got a new job. And I'm about to close on a house. And this is a house I've been praying for. And we're in the middle of a season where these things should not be happening, but they're happening because it's a God thing, right? So I had already been praying for this job. For the last year, I had been praying for a new job. God provided. And like Michelle, I work in HR. So I left an HR generalist role, and now I'm in a recruiting role, which is amazing. And my role was strictly work from home. So we have to trust that his timing is everything. And we have to trust that he can see around corners. And Renata knows, we did a podcast last year, Faith Chicks, and one of our guests would always say, God can see around corners. Like, we have to trust that he can see around those corners. And no matter what's going to happen, we're good. If it's delayed, it doesn't mean it's denied. He's not stopping you from doing anything that you're supposed to be doing. He's setting it up. He's literally setting us up right now. And it's our time as his children that we need to be sharing our testimonies with people. We need to be talking up to people who don't know him. And we each have a testimony that we've already shared. How do we continue to broadcast that? Because the news is broadcasting what they want us to fear. We're not supposed to be fear-based at all. We are supposed to be faith-based. And we have to literally breathe in our faith and exhale that fear, because that's all it is about. And you have to be rooted and grounded, 10 toes down in God in this season. Because if you're not 10 toes down in God, these people about to get us all messed up. So we really got to be 10 toes down in our God. So pray, please pray. I can't say that enough, because prayer has been changing the game, and it's revealing things, right? Like your friends you thought were your friends, people who you thought would check on you in this season, they dealing with their own stuff. And a lot of people are taking things personal that are not personal. Huh?
I said, pass the collection plate for that word that's being preached.
A lot of things are not personal though, right? So we getting mad at folk and we taking things personal because people are not reaching out to you. How about you reach out to that person? Again, life is still happening. COVID is one aspect of all of our lives right now. People are losing their jobs. People are losing family members. Have you checked on your strong friend? Have you checked on your friend who was going through something before this even started? We expect a lot and we take things personal, and it's selfish. And this season, this is a season of giving. This is a season where we're supposed to be pouring back into other people. And trust and believe the reward is going to be massive. But we cannot be sitting here thinking about the reward if we're not thinking about humanity. Because the blessing is going to come from us being human first.
It's going to come. Oh my goodness. Do y'all see? Do y'all see? I had to share this.
Y'all are so silly.
I get this on the side, but I had to share them with you all, because these words, these are the type, this is what you need on a daily basis. It is not easy. This alone, even if you are not an entrepreneur, even if you are not looking to start a business, this is stuff you need to survive in the scenario that you're in right now, where you are, whether it's working from home and learning how to be a grade school teacher, a mom, a dad, and work from home and take care of your family members. It's a lot. And so these tools don't only work for small business and the faith that you need to have to know that God will grow it no matter what is happening, but you need this every day. So please, please, please take it all in. Cheya, thank you. I totally appreciate you. So I don't even know where to go from there. I'm just ready, a whole worship session can happen right after that, because God is so good. But I do want to hear from the crowd, and I know there are people who are yesing and amening as they should. If anyone has any questions for any of the ladies on the panel, anyone want anyone to go over anything again, Cheya, if you just want to touch on a list that you gave earlier, there's someone who would like that list again. They didn't catch everything, so if you could just go over that list really quickly, and I'll look for other questions.
Sure. So simplify your schedule. I dropped it in again. So simplify your schedule. You want to get some rest. Be kind to your body. Stop the negative self-talk, and then move your body. And also make sure that you are praying. None of this works if we're not praying. It's like faith without works is dead. None of this works if we're not praying at all. So trust and believe. You're going to simplify your schedule. You can either add something or take something away. But there's no obligation to keep piling things onto your schedule. I don't care what Instagram says with all its Instagram celebrities, okay? I don't care what they say. Do not feel like you have to come out of this but anything but alive and mentally well. That is the challenge right now, to come out of this alive and mentally well. Amen. Because if we come out of this and you have all the money in the world and your heart is broken and your mind is not well, nothing matters. If your spirit is broken, nothing matters. Trust and believe. Simplify your schedule. You're going to get some rest. Stay hydrated. You want to drink some water. Please drink water. And move your body. Seriously, if it takes 10 minutes, you can start. If you're not somebody that works out, start with 10 minutes a day. You're just going to go for a light walk. Even if you got to walk 1 block, do 1 block every day. Until next week, you feel like you want to add another block. Add another block. But don't feel that you have to be I got to run a marathon. Like, we hurt ourselves sometimes when we're like, you know what? I'm going to change my whole life this week. And then by Wednesday, you didn't meet any of those goals and you feel discouraged. You can't do that. One thing at a time, okay? So those things will be your basis. If you take all of those things, I think I put 7 or 6 things in there. If you take one of those things each week and apply it, when this is all over, you're going to have a summertime body because you done moved your body. And if outside is open again, okay, here we go. You know, if outside is open again, you got a routine, you got a schedule, your mind is right, you speaking well about yourself. Our words have power. Use your words wisely.
Listen. Go ahead, girl.
It's so amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Cheya. Thank you. Those are truly great tools because they have certainly been helping me from day to day. Like I was saying the other day, I don't feel like it's been as long as it's been since we've had to quarantine because I've done some of those things. And so I would implore a lot of you to, even if you feel like frustrated from being home so long, not knowing how long we'll be home, I would say this is a good list of things to get to, and you'll see how time flies, how revived you feel. It'll do wonders for you. I don't see many other questions in the chat, and I do want to take time to thank all of you ladies for taking the time to come on today to speak to all of them. So many people are encouraged. You have no idea. The chat is like popping. People are so glad for all of the words that you brought to them. Does anybody have anything they want to say, any final words before I wrap up? Camara?
Yeah, I want to like Cheya said, I mean, like, I feel like you're my like. So because one thing I want to bounce off of that was we create what we speak. You know, the words that we create comes out and it literally starts to, like angels literally start going putting it together. And so one of the things that I have not been appreciating is seeing people say like, I hate it here, or take me back to 2019, or 2020 is over. And so we have to be very careful with what we're speaking out into this world right now, because no, I don't hate it here, God. I love it here, even though it's a little crazy. I love it because I don't want to go home early. I ain't trying to go home early than I'm supposed to because of what I'm speaking, you know? And so I just want to, you know, reiterate to people to just be careful what you speak into your life, because next thing you know, you're going to start hating your life. You're going to start wishing that you weren't there right now. You're going to start, and that's what the enemy wants. The enemy wants you to speak that negative into your life, so he can just say, oh, there goes the door. Let me go through it. You know, don't open a door for him to come through. Don't allow it. Like when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, God, thank you. Like I
thank you.
And also I'm even using the word like I'm thriving. Everybody's asking me, how you doing? How you doing? And I'm like, I'm thriving.
Right.
You know, because I haven't caught COVID. I haven't gotten sick. Thank God. You know, my family members that did catch it, they survived. Thank the Lord. You know, like it's just being grateful for the things that's happening, like not realizing like these are people, there are people dying. There's like worse things that can happen, you know, and even though I don't have any company, and even though I haven't had a hug since March 13th, it's okay. And so I was watching this, I was listening, and I want to give this one little tip. I was talking to this young lady, Tiffany Montgomery, who's awesome on Instagram. She was talking about skin-to-skin contact with God. And so if we listen to some really great worship music, and we just imagined ourselves zoned out to that worship music and imagined ourselves laying on God's chest and him just holding us. Like, Michelle, what's the first thing that they did when they brought your baby? They laid your baby right onto your chest as skin-to-skin contact for you guys to connect. And your baby probably felt like the baby was back in your stomach, and he was probably like, oh my gosh, mommy, right?
And I was like, okay, so what do I do now?
Here's the thing. God has so many children, so he knows what to do. So we need to like look at God and just and imagine ourselves laying on him and try it for like an hour a day. And if you try it, I tell you, I've been doing it and it's been like, you know that funny guy on Instagram that be like,
that's my friend Jay Versace.
Yes, that's how I feel. Hey y'all, I feel like I feel like I'm lit. Like I'm like God. I feel a hug. I feel like I don't need a hug from a human being. I'm like I feel so covered and so loved, and so we have to find ways of like just pulling that in to make it like to feel love and speak life into ourselves. That's it.
Yeah, I love. Yes,
Beautiful.
absolutely. Michelle, any final word?
I think just two really quick final words. One is support each other.
Yes,
support each other. You know, after if you don't support each other here, you know, if it's not a financially good time to support another business, it's okay. Support in other ways. Support in time. Maybe it's a phone call. Maybe it's whatever in whatever capacity. Just support each other. I have a really good discernment for people who wear a facade that everything is okay and not. And I can discern that because I'm good at that, right? So when I see that, and I could see it through IG story, I could see it through a picture. I'll just reach out, hey, you crossed my mind, do a pulse check. Not trying to get in your business, just want you to know, doing a pulse check, you're good. Is there any way? But in support.
Who got a big dog like that?
Who got that big dog?
sorry. My dog thinks he's a pit bull. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What's crazy is your dog doesn't think she's a pit bull. Clearly, your dog is a pit bull.
Right.
I'm a pit bull, and my dog doesn't even bark like that, girl.
I just want to land, but also if you are going through something, I read this and I do it now, and people are always so taken aback. I say, do you have the capacity to hear what I have to share? Because some people may be going through something, and it's not that I want to be a bad friend. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't had sleep. My baby has been up, and I love you, friend. I just don't have the capacity right now. So I ask, do you have the capacity to let me vent? And
Preach. Preach.
He need to go somewhere.
Preach. 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 You about to take all my money. There's the offering. Who do I give it to? Preach.
So that would be what I would say.
Girl, I wish more people ask that.
Right.
Just ask. And don't be offended if they cannot. There's no love lost. Just don't be offended. And so I've had a great time here, and thank you. Don't be, y'all stuck with me now. Hey.
Right.
Y'all
I love you.
Renata talk about why Michelle DMing me so much. I paid a lot of money to VIP. Okay.
Listen, wow. Please, y'all, please follow these ladies. Please follow them. I mean, a lot of what I get from them, I've been able to get from them on a personal level, but they share this all the time. This is not exclusive to this event. This is not exclusive to me or each other. Please follow them for inspiration. Kiyanna, did you have anything that you wanted to share before we head over to see vendors?
I actually don't. My youngest one, he's naked running around, so I've been pushing him to the side. But I am listening. I am listening, but I want to just say thank you so much. Things like this, I'm happy that they're happening more often, that we're in this lockdown or the shutdown. And I hope they continue to happen even when the world opens back up, because this is what we need to connect with other people. Me and Camara have been talking, I think, for a while now through DM. So this is the first time we've actually talked face to face. I didn't get a chance to see her when I was in her city, but it's just like overwhelming when I see her now, and she's just more amazing now that I'm seeing her and all of you guys. So I look forward to the future and connecting even more.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So someone is asking, about your social media names and where they can follow you. So you can find it in your booth. Oh, hi, Micah! Oh my God!
That's a
Everybody's like,
oh, she's a pumpkin.
Oh my God, she's so cute.
I love Shy Handsome. So
That's
cute.
pumpkin.
So we will put you guys, to find out how to reach the ladies, you would need to go to their booth. So you just go to Expo and you can scroll through their booths and their contact info is there. There's also a chat. You can leave messages for them there. They will get all of those messages. They'll also put their contact info. Kiyanna, we have you, so don't worry. We are out there. I just want you guys to know that this is also for vendors. And so we have a lot of amazing vendors. We have Ecky's Famous. Ecky is also, aside from being the founder of Ecky's Famous, she's also the founder and creative director around Your Queens, which is an amazing platform that everyone, not just Black women, Black children, that everyone can witness. It speaks volumes about who we are as a people. And you just have to go check out her booth so you can see her video. It's very important to our culture that everyone pay attention to what she's doing. She doesn't know, but I have a plan for her soon. So please check her out. We also have Leah Simone Designs. Leah Simone Designs is crochet done by Mrs. Brown. So you need to go check out her booth. She does have masks as well. Ecky also has masks as well. So if you guys need masks, please check them out as well as the other items that they make. They have amazing items. Mother's Day is coming up and we have mothers here. So please check out Sky Blue Balloons by Provost Events. They have delivery locally. I'm in New York. You're in New York. Camara is in New York, but Cheya is in Florida. Kiyanna's in Atlanta. Michelle is in Houston. So there are a lot of different people here with they will love. There's Clay Couture, which is one of my besties brands, and she is amazing, and her products are amazing. So please check out her bracelets as well. And the ladies here all have booths as well with items that you would love. So the giveaway, final thing about the giveaway. I will be posting questions to you guys who are visited today. And if you can answer all three of the questions, follow all of the ladies, answer all three of the questions, you can win a set of lashes from Camara, Cheya's book, Michelle's book, a session with Kiyanna, and something from a church girl, Alicia Wiley, who was posting earlier on my behalf. So you have to go to my Instagram, follow all of the ladies that spoke today, and then you will win on my behalf. I will give you all of these items from these ladies. Now, Michelle's book and Cheya's book, you definitely need to have. You have to follow Camara because once you get her lashes, you need to know how to apply them correctly. We no hanging lash, no crooked lash. Follow Camara, and then Kiyanna, we Glory Members Club is exclusive. You could be in, but you have to win. So I will work on that with all of these ladies. You have to find the questions on my Instagram and follow everyone. Thank you all for spending time with me today. It's beautiful in New York, and so a lot of New Yorkers want to get outside. I know. I tried to trap you guys to stay home. Don't go out there.
Don't do it.
Please go out with your mask on, but go get some mask on.
You speaking to my mom. And my mom might be watching. She is upset. She does not want to wear a mask. She wants her beautiful face visible at home.
No. Tell mama's gonna stay in the house because mama's not allowed outside if she's not.
I'm not talking to people if they not wearing masks.
Right.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not wearing masks. Like literally, I've been running and people haven't had masks on. I've run completely clear across the other side. do not be near me. I don't want to walk through the air you're breathing if you do not have a mask on. I need my mask on. I don't want your air. I'm good.
Right. Exactly. So before we head out, you guys go and check out the booth. All of the links and information. People have amazing videos up. I know you saw it before you came in. Ladies, thank you again. And I look forward to chatting with you again soon. Very, very soon. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Bye, ladies.
Thank you for doing this. You are a blessing. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, this was lit. For real. We're good.
Yeah, patient.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, I love you guys. I love you
Love
guys
you
so
too.
much. It's all love. Okay, bye.
Well, I said good night. Bye-bye. Good afternoon.
Bye, baby.
Yeah, yeah.